is a brand that is all about optimizing your rest. And we do that by bringing you online reviews of the latest and greatest mattresses, sleep tech, tips on improving your sleep, and even the latest sleep science. And we're also a brand that's about better sleep for a better world. And right now, our world is on fire. Rates of anxiety are at an all-time high, and our new schedules, or lack thereof, are wreaking havoc with our sleep. And all of you have written into us and you've told us about how you're struggling with racing thoughts, how you're struggling to fall asleep at night, how you're waking up throughout the night and just feeling exhausted throughout the day. And we want you to know that we're here to help, which is why we're bringing you yoga expert Lindsay Dixon to help you take control of your sleepless nights. So why don't you join me in welcoming Lindsay Dixon?
Hi, Raina. Thanks for
Hi,
having me.
Lindsay. Thank you so much for being here with us. Just to let you a little bit in on who Lindsay is, she specializes in Vinyasa flow and restorative yoga, and she's an instructor and serves on the leadership team at the Body Electric Yoga Company. So the name was inspired by a Walt Whitman poem, I Sing the Body Electric, from his collection Leaves of Grass. Lindsay, can you tell us a little bit more about that inspirational name?
Yes, so there's a little backstory. There's two lovely ladies who own the studio, and they came up with this grand idea and had the challenge of what to name the baby. Both of them are very well read, and Walt Whitman is a favorite of Jenny. And they just kind of came across the poem and saw it in a new light. And basically, what it speaks to is that the body and the soul are one. So, therefore, we treat our bodies with the same love and respect and celebrate the same as we would the soul. So, all of the work that we do at the Body Electric is to empower ourselves to really know our bodies and know our souls so that we can be our best selves.
Wow, that is a great story. Well, today we're going to dive into yoga and we're going to help you get your better sleep started. So, we're actually going to do a live 10-minute yoga session that's customized just for you, our watchers today. And that's coming in just a few moments. But first, Lindsay, can you tell us a little bit more about the types of yoga that you practice and teach?
Yes, I can. I would love to. So I teach kind of both ends of the spectrum of yoga, and there's so many different styles in between. So I just want to say that there's definitely something for everyone. Vinyasa style is a movement-based practice. Vinyasa translates to breath linked to movement. And basically, it means, we take an inhale and move from here, exhale, follow here. So there's a lot of flow through the practice. We build a lot of heat in that type of practice, and giving the body something to do takes the mind away from all of the other input that you were just talking about that might be coming in at night for sleep. So that's one piece of practice. And the other style that I really love to teach and practice myself is restorative yoga. And this is super passive. So everything that we do in restorative is completely supported. And you let go of any of the doing in the practice, essentially building the right environment for the body to do its own healing and its own restoration within the cells. So there's so much science behind that, and it's essentially linked to the mindset or where the mind is during sleep. So we do everything that we can to shut down all of the noise around us and really just tune in and let the body heal itself.
Wow, that is so fascinating. I'm a nurse and a health coach, and I just find the science behind yoga super fascinating, especially how it can help to improve things like your sleep. So I was actually looking up a few studies just before we started to see what it had to say. And apparently, yoga can actually help to decrease secretions of cortisol. And that's our stress hormone that gives us that fight and flight response that we talk about. So helping to lower that can help to improve sleep. There's also a bunch of studies that say that yoga can lower anxiety, that it might reduce inflammation in the body, improve heart health. reducing risk factors for heart disease. Might even have an antidepressant effect that can help with decreasing symptoms of depression. For people who struggle with arthritis, it can be great for decreasing pain, improving physical function. Of course, flexibility and balance is a huge one that I love about yoga. But it also stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. So this is the opposite of that cortisol release. This is your rest and digest. So this is what's going to help feel relaxed in the body and the mind, which obviously is going to result in better sleep. So, Lindsay, without further ado, we're going to dive into that yoga flow. And this is going to help to address all of the concerns that you readers and watchers and viewers have expressed to us. So, everything from your racing thoughts to trouble sleeping at night, just feeling exhausted throughout the day. So, you can follow along at home. Obviously, just a little disclaimer about, if you're doing any of the poses and you feel pain or just something doesn't feel right, obviously just pull back and just watch for now. And this is always something that you can try later. So I'm going to turn the screen.
Well, so I can't hear you any longer, Raina, but thank you for that introduction into a little flow. So just like she said, please do listen to your body. We have a little saying at the Body Electric, we say flow your own way. And again, that's speaking to the name of us empowering you to take care of yourself and really take what you need from what we offer here. So we're going to get started. We'll be getting into this for about 10 minutes or so. So take a minute to carve that out. And you can do this without a yoga mat. You can do this on your bed, on your floor. You can use the wall for a few of these postures as well. And it's going to be super gentle and soft. So go ahead and find a nice cozy spot. I'm just right here on the floor in my living room, and I'm going to take the headphones off. And I also have a pillow available for the support that I was mentioning for the restorative piece of it. So we are going to get started in a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. For me, that's cross-legged. I'm a little bit elevated sitting on top of my pillow here. You want to find a space where you can sit up nice and tall with head and shoulders stacked over the hips. Rest your hands to your knees, your thighs, wherever you're comfortable. Close the eyes. Take a big breath in from belly to ribs, lifting all the way into the chest. Sigh out of the mouth. Two more of those. Starting to take your time. One more like that. We'll do a little bit of breath work to balance energies within the body and just to bring us into present moment. So when we give the mind something to focus on, it has little space to focus on the outside chatter. So we call this alternate nostril breathing. You're going to basically close one nostril at a time. So you want to use your left hand to do that, and your right hand can just rest wherever it's comfortable. Take an inhale through both nostrils. Sigh it out. Cover the left, breathe in through right. Cover right, exhale left. Inhale left. Cover left, exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale, right. Last round, inhale, right. Exhale, left. In through both nostrils. Slowly release through mouth. Gently drop the right ear to right shoulder. Breathe in. Roll chin to chest. Breathe out. Inhale, left ear over left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Follow your breath, moving through these little half circles. Letting the shoulders drop down towards your floor. If you find any spots that are extra tight or sticky, you can take a pause, stretching with an extra breath or two. The next time right ear comes to rest over right shoulder, plant the right palm outside of right hip. Take a little side stretch, reach the left arm over towards the right as you drop the left hip down. We'll take this over to the other side. Rise up, plant the left palm, stretch over to the left. Rise back to center. Inhale, sweep the arms up above you. Lift the gaze towards the thumbs. Take a twist to the right, relaxing fingertips down. Gaze over the right shoulder. Stay in your twist, bring your gaze down to the left knee. Come back to center, reach long. And twist to the left. Turn the gaze down towards the right knee, getting a little extra stretch through the neck. We'll come back to center. Bring hands down to heart center. So we come to Anjali Mudra in yoga a lot, and it's just a little reminder for gratitude. So each time you come to this, kind of take a minute to bring the mind to something that you're grateful for. We're going to come to bound angle pose, bringing the soles of the feet together and let the knees drop out wide. This one's really good for the low back. My teacher told me if you do no pose at all but one a day, let it be this one. So you can bring your hands to rest to the shins, or if it's within reach, you can hook the big toes or cradle around the feet. Take an inhale, shoulders back, lift through heart. And start to give a little lean forward into a fold. And maybe you just use your hands grounded here and your lean is enough of a fold for you to feel stretch through back body. I like to get the stretch all the way down from the base of my neck down to tailbone by letting the head hang heavy forward. We'll take 5 breaths here. When I'm at home, I like to sit in this one for a few minutes at a time. Slowly make your way back to rise up. Hands come behind the backs of the knees to draw the knees together. And we'll come to rest on our backs. So take your pillow off to the side. You're going to use it for a little bit of support in a twist. So as you come to your back, hug your knees into the chest and roll the body over to the right. You can rest your knees on your blanket or on your pillow. You can also bring the pillow between the thighs Whatever works best for you. Gaze over left shoulder. Take a few breaths here. Gently make your way back to center. Bring your pillow with you. Take your twist to the opposite side. So you can see that both of my shoulders are resting easy on the floor. You could take this a little bit softer by kind of taking almost like a fetal pose, not moving as deeply. You can get more of a stretch through side body by stretching right arm up overhead. We'll come back to center. Plant the feet. Slide your pillow underneath the sacrum. So top of the bum, bottom of the low back, not the curve of the low back, should already feel nice and cozy to be supported here. Stretch the legs up to the sky. So this one's really good. You can bring your legs all the way up to a wall, maybe even the wall behind your bed right before you go to sleep. And it's safe to stay here for anywhere between 2 to 8 minutes at a time, depending on how your body reacts to this shape. I like to play a little bit by pointing and flexing my feet, rolling the ankles around, kind of movement here. Then we'll take it into supported bridge by planting the feet, stretch the legs long. So it's just a little bit of an assist, elevating the hips, getting a nice stretch through front body here. You can exaggerate that by stretching arms overhead. In each of these poses, you can stay, especially if you're supported with your pillow, for several minutes at a time. But for today's purposes, we will slowly make our way out of this. Bend one knee at a time, plant the feet, lift the hips enough to move your pillow. Give yourself another hug, and you could just roll right into nap time or right into sleep if you're doing this before bedtime. We'll roll over to one side and slowly make our way back up to a seat. I always like to finish practice with quiet time of some sort. So you can take seated meditation, you could take Shavasana, which we call corpse pose in yoga, lying flat on your back. Just take a few minutes of quiet to tune in. When you're ready to come back to the world, very gently flutter open the eyes. Take a big breath in to grow long through spine. And a big sigh through the mouth. I hope that this helps you find some ease and comfort into a restful slumber soon. We have a lot of comments coming in. Hi, Raina.
Wow, thank you so much, Lindsay. That was amazing. I cannot wait to try that tonight to help me sleep better. And I encourage everyone who's watching to also save this video and try this restorative flow before you go to bed tonight. So I'll let you get settled back with your stuff. All right. So what else can people do to relax before bed if they can't practice yoga for whatever reasons right now?
That's a great question. So basically, a lot of these benefits, obviously, we're working with the body to release tension, but the big piece of yoga is giving us time with ourselves. So anything that you can do to honor yourself and to shut out everything else. So even if that's self-care of an Epsom salt bath or a little bit of breath technique, the breath that we did in the beginning, just sitting to do that is a great thing to wind down. And some other really nice tools are mantras or quiet meditation. I really love chanting and like right before I go to sleep. And when I wake up in the morning, that's something that helps to soothe me and ground me into the moment. So you can chant Om, you can just Google some Sanskrit chants and anything that speaks to you. Not only is it really nice to use the vocal cords, but it really stimulates the vagal nerve, which what you were talking about earlier with parasympathetic nervous system. That's another way
Yeah.
to trigger that, which will counterbalance our
Wow.
sympathetic nervous system.
That is awesome. Whoa, those are great. Thank you so much. I'm excited for those too. All right, everybody, can we give Lindsay a virtual round of applause? So just drop some hearts in the comments below. Let's just thank her for sharing this awesome gift that she shared with us. And now that we're all so relaxed, Lindsay, can you tell us how we can implement all of the amazing benefits of yoga? So especially as they pertain to sleep.
Ooh, how to implement the, okay. I mean, it just filters into everything if you give it the opportunity to. So, kind of going back to what I was saying about giving yourself time to be with you, that's when we can actually tune in and listen without the input of our stressors around us. And just choosing to do that is really powerful. You know,
Mhm.
putting the choice back in our hands to be in control of our responses to our environment. I think that's probably the biggest tool that yoga has provided for me. So, in work, in play, and relationships, and family, everything that I come up against, it gives me the strength and the calmness to assess a situation, and instead of reacting from a place of
Mhm.
emotion or stress, to be able to make a mindful decision and approach of how to handle something.
Wow, that's powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know yoga helps with so many things, like we talked about earlier, everything from stress and anxiety to pain in the body, depression, and obviously, as we talked about now, sleep. So, on that note, how can people make this yoga bedtime routine just part of their routine? So, how do they just really incorporate this into their existing bedtime routine?
I would say don't think too much about it. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to look like yoga. It can very simply be taking 1 minute out of your day to sit up in your bed and to calm yourself, and just come back to yourself. Because I find, for me at least, when I lay my head down, if I don't do things like this before I go to bed, then my to-do list is going, and oh, I forgot
Yes.
to do that thing, and then the weight of the world comes in, and then all of a sudden you feel like you can't shut your eyes because you'll miss something. So just being able to take the time and choosing to take the time is really powerful. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. 1 minute of meditation or 10 minutes in one pose, and you're bound to be a lot more calm than you started.
Mhm. Awesome. So, if people want to take online classes with you going forward, how can they find you?
There are many different ways. TheBodyElectricYoga.com is going to have all the information that you need. So, not only do we have yoga classes from power and like all the strong strengthening, hatha, vinyasa, like I was talking about, we also have gentle and yin and restorative and pranayama, which is breath work, meditation. We have every single type of yoga that you can imagine. So, some of them are completely free and donation based on our Facebook page, and some of them are also through Zoom. So same registration that you would find when we actually have the studio open, you can get that same experience of being able to sit like this face to face, talk to your teacher, and for them to be able to see your bodies too while they guide you through movement.
Awesome. And for our listeners who might be in your area, do you want to share where your studio is located?
Yes, we're in the beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida. It is a dream of a town,
Hmm.
and our studio is really something special. We're all missing it a lot. But I do want to say that we're super grateful to be connecting with people like you and so many people outside of just our St. Pete community. So anyone can tune in and take classes. Even when we do open our doors again, we are going to continue these virtual classes.
Wow, that is so exciting to know. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you again. Oh my goodness, it's been so wonderful having
Thank
you do the
you.
flow with us today and being here. And now for everybody who's watching, we want to hear from you. So I'm encouraging everybody to save this video. It'll be on our page after this live and it will continue to be there, but you can always save it and practice this flow. And what we want you to do is do this restorative yoga before you go to bed tonight. And then report back tomorrow and let us know how you feel. I know I'm going to take the challenge and I hope that you will too. And by the way, if you're pregnant or planning to be pregnant, or maybe you have a friend who's pregnant or planning to be pregnant, and you liked today's video, we want to invite you to our brand new pregnancy sleep group called Better Sleep for Better Moms. And you can find it on the groups tab of this Facebook page. We'd love for you to join. In it, you'll find all kinds of tips and tricks and advice and support for expecting mamas. And maybe we'll even get a restorative yoga flow just for pregnant mamas in there soon. And also be sure to stay tuned to this Facebook page because we are bringing you weekly live videos just like this one to bring you better sleep by Sleep Advisor. So once again, thank you to Lindsay and thank you to all of you for being here with us today. And we can't wait to see you guys next time.
Thank you, Raina. Thank you, everybody who joined in.
Bye, Lindsay.
Bye.